Hey there everyone, welcome back to our channel. Apple had late event last night. It was 3 a.m. my local time and I watched the whole event so I could explain all the technical jargon used. Please watch till the end to know more about the announced features and what they mean in real life performance. The event started with fast-paced announcements which made me think something big was coming. More on that later. Johnny took the stage to explain some technical advancements in their M3 family of chips, dynamic caching, mesh shading, and ray tracing, which I'm going to explain at the end of the video. Throughout the event, the M3 was compared a lot to the M1 family of chips. Apple mentioned the M3 is 50% faster than the M1 family. This was vague as we don't know exactly the chips that were compared. Were they comparing M3 to M1 or M3 Pro to M1 Pro or M3 Max to M1 Max? We still don't know. We will know their performance when these devices are out. In case you are interested in us doing some benchmarks, we are planning to buy the M3 Pro machine with our money to compare it with the M1 Pro MacBook Pro we already have. If our channel gets 3,000 subscribers before January 2024, we will be doing the benchmarks from the perspective of a software developer. No Geekbench or video rendering comparison, just JavaScript, Python, Golang, Rust, C++, and whatever compilations you suggest. Let's get back to what's new in the MacBook Pro lineup. The MacBook Pro 14-inch got lower base model with M3 instead of M3 Pro. The storage of the 14-inch base model is still 512. Also, they showed the dual NAND chip during the presentation, which is also aimed at solving the slow SSDs in the previous base models of M2. The one thing disappointing about the 14-inch MacBook Pro is the 8GB of unified memory. No Pro machine should have less than 16GB of RAM in my opinion. I would advise against the 8GB. Please upgrade to the 16GB unified memory. You will thank me later. Back in 2021, I bought an M1 MacBook Air 13-inch and I loved it. The only issue with it was that the 8GB was not enough for my workflow. That is why I upgraded last year to the M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16-inch. No iMac Pro was announced, but the 24-inch iMac got an update. The 13-inch MacBook Pro was discontinued and no longer available on their online store, which means the touch bar is now officially dead. Now, let's talk about the 3nm technology and how relevant is the size of the transistors to their real-world performance. The smaller the transistors are, the more you can fit in a smaller space, which means the closer they become, the faster they can communicate, which in turn reduces the amount of energy required to move the electrons between different parts of the chip, which will reduce the power usage and heat generated. So in other words, 3nm M3 chips will have more dense transistors, lower power requirement, lower heat emitted, less cooling required, and more battery saved. Now let's talk about the dynamic caching. It's a hardware-based memory management for unified memory, which is shared between the CPU and GPU. The previous M series chips used to reserve a portion of the unified memory to be used by the GPU depending on the maximum a game or an app might require. Now, this new technology will allow the allocation of GPU memory to be dynamic and more efficient. What is ray tracing and why is it important? Computers render shadows and lights by estimating their look regardless of the actual real-world behavior of the light rays. Ray tracing is when the hardware calculates the light properties to render the lighting of 3D models closer to the real world. Having a ray tracing feature on your device doesn't mean it will be available in all games. Game developers need to take advantage of it in their games first. I can talk about these topics all day, so I have to stop there. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe so we can hang out more. If I didn't waste your time, please hit the like button and tell us what you think about the Apple event down in the comments. You might also check our video before the event, which we shared our predictions here. Please let us know what we got wrong in that video. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.